Hey, welcome back to the Ramblings of a Designer. We are a weekly podcast. We talk about the latest in graphic design news from around the web. My name's Carrie, and I'm one of the co-hosts. I am a UX UI designer from the Bay Area, and I help bridge the gap between products and their end users. And I'm here with Adam, who helps run the podcast. So, Adam, take it away.
Hey, my name's Adam. I'm a designer from the San Francisco Bay Area. I specialize in visual UI design with a little bit of illustration. I like to give companies character.
All right. Well, we normally start off saying how our week was, what we did last week, but Adam and I can actually share with you what we actually did last weekend. And Adam, where did I see you at
We
last
went
Saturday?
we went to the World IA Day conference in Pasadena last Saturday.
Yes. And I think there was over 65 people, 65, 70 people maybe.
Yeah, it was definitely a good amount.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I mean, at least for me, I was able to meet some individuals that basically I have worked with or mentor over the years and stuff, and then people that reached out to me through LinkedIn, they were going to be there. So we were able to have that voice with that face, and it was really awesome. We had speakers there, and they talked about being a librarian, and then typography, and some other cool stuff as well. And they had the best raffles, gifts. I didn't win any. I was unfortunate, but that's okay. Did you win anything, Adam?
Yeah, I won a subscription, I believe, to Blue Umbrella, but I haven't had time to actually see what the logistics of that is. So we'll see.
Oh, that's cool. So we have a winner in our midst. So, Adam, so what did you think about the conference overall?
Yeah, it was great. To be honest, since I'm not a UX designer and I'm little by little learning more and more about it, um, to learn more about what uh, you know IA is about, and then the people involved and what they're about and what they're reading. There was a lot of books and recommendations, and kind of like a lot of great tips on just more about it, about information architecture, right? And I also got to network, right? Since it was the amount of people that were in the whole conference were like there in one room from beginning to end. It was like a full day, and you got to meet and connect with a bunch of people. I actually started chit chatting and networking and got a bunch of connections just by hanging out. So that was great. And we also got to meet Catherine, that was on the episode 2 episodes ago, where we did her portfolio review. She was helping facilitate the conference. And so we got to meet her for a little bit, talk, chat with her. And we got to do a workshop, a little bit, overall, the experience was really great. For me, that doesn't doesn't attend too many conferences. I've only really attended free ones, and I really felt like I haven't gotten the most benefit of it. But well, I guess when you have to pay for it, that's when you really kind of get good nuggets in there. So overall, I had a great experience.
Oh, that's great. That was that's funny because when you go to different conferences, it's like, well, am I going to learn something or what's going to happen? But overall, conference in general, it's always a good thing. It's always good to network. It's always good to put yourself out there. Because actually, Adam and I met, I think, between 3 and 5 people. That was actually their first conference, and what they shared with us is when you feel comfortable and welcome at a conference, that's where people bring down their walls and they feel welcoming, and that's what conference is. Anybody that's new or just going to someplace just for the first time, and it's great to have that same um, playing level and stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was great. Um, I did my talk, and I was kind of nervous at first, but after a while that kind of went away. So, but it was definitely a great room. Great vibes. So I was definitely excited, and definitely give me some time. I'll probably be writing a little article and putting a video together as well. So hopefully that will come out next week. That will be my homework.
Actually, I want to give a quick shout out to you, Terry, because I thought your talk was excellent. Like you really brought up the level of the conference. You got everybody kind of pumped and moving, or at least have their minds moving. Um, and I really felt like you really brought up the energy in the room. So you did. You really are a great motivational speaker, if you will.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah. It's like I said, it's it was a lot of fun. If anytime I speak or anytime, yeah, anytime I do that, it's just I just want to bring value to people that basically they matter and their time matters, and what they want to do in their career, it matters fully because that's their livelihood, right? So I think it's just very, very important for that. But anyways, so besides the conference, Adam, how's your week has been?
I think also, I think I mentioned last week how I was in a funk. And to be honest, that conference kind of really reinvigorated, just like my wanting to learn more.
Oh,
I don't
awesome.
know.
That's
Yeah,
great.
just hearing, being able to talk to people, and what was interesting is that a lot of the UX designers that I met there, they didn't have a design background. They had a majority of them kind of had a production manager background, and I was like, oh, I didn't or a product management background, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that they were so kind of linked, and that was like a nice sway. And so something about that kind of like was like, oh, maybe that is something I should look into more. And so I'm doing now. I've been kind of starting to read more books on just UX design, design general, So I've been trying to read a whole lot more. Haven't been designing anything yet, but definitely reading a lot more.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm glad the conference and the people that you met gave you some inspiration and stuff. And it's just like one big happy family, even though everybody might be at their different junctures or like different paths, or I'm trying to get a job, or basically they like already have a job, and they want to have more responsibilities maybe. So I mean, no matter what that path is, it's like we're all on the same journey but different entry points, right?
Hmm.
Some at the beginning, middle, and end, and maybe their end they want to do something different but within the design atmosphere. I don't say atmosphere, but just of the junction, like maybe content writing or maybe doing coding, or whatever that might be. But it's good. I mean, the more you talk, the more you network, the more you get to know people and really hear their stories.
Yeah, yeah, that was another thing too. Like just talking to people. Yeah, came from a bunch of different backgrounds. Like you mentioned librarians. Somebody was just, um, worked at a library and then they found this book and that got them into IA more. Some people were like, you know, um, I forgot where else, but yeah, it was just like a bunch of different paths. Yeah, so just exactly like you said, and I was like, wow, yeah, that is kind of interesting to know that you could get there from a bunch of anyway.
Yeah, any direction really. And the greatest part that basically I found that everybody had a commonality is basically um, is for the love and the passion for what they want to do, what they want to bring to the table. It's about the users to make
Hmm.
whatever end product or whatever journey that might be, to make it something unique for them. So, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, so that was your week, right?
Yeah, that was pretty much me. What about you, Terry?
Well, besides the conference and with family, and then my class is kicking my butt. um, I have my first midterm in the next 2 weeks, so I've been trying to study and just kind of like freaking out a little bit, but it's okay. I'm sure I'll do fine. Yeah, just trying to get that down more and reading and just try to understand how this whole usability and the whole design principles can apply and all that other fun, fancy stuff. But it's good. That's pretty much about it. Just trying to keep my head above water with that course and stuff. All right. So, Adam, do you have any articles?
Yeah. So to start off, I wanted to continue our
Oh, yeah, that's
our
right.
ongoing 7 Habits of Highly Effective People course that I took. We are still in habit 1, which is being proactive. So this is still kind of our personal victory, kind of working on ourselves. Our first habit is to be proactive. We talked last week about, taking a pause before you react in order to, have that, giving yourself that choice of how you want to react. And so the next kind of tidbit that they add is to use proactive language, right? So the kind of idea is that we talked about paradigm and shifting the way we think about something in order to get a different outcome, right? So if you're having a bad day, think about the positives. Maybe that'll turn into a good day. If you're feeling bad about something, right? Another way to do that is to speak proactively about it. So they kind of mentioned that if you change your language, you can change how you think of it. So some of the common reactive languages, the negative ones, are like I can't. It's not my fault. So like they have a list here of reactive language versus how you should change it to be more proactive. So first is I can't, change it to I can. Right? It's simple, right? It's not my fault. Instead, say I'm sorry. Instead of saying I have to, saying I choose to. And the idea that with that is, how sometimes we go, ah, man, I have to go to work, or oh, I have to go to this event. Instead, right? I mean, you chose that job that you're at, right? So if you think about it in a more positive spin, just say, I'm choosing to go to work instead of this, or I'm choosing, right? It's the idea of trying to think and conveying positivity, and hence maybe you'll get a more positive outcome. To complete it, it says we have no other choice. Instead, use let's look at all of our options, or they won't let me. Say I will get this done, or and finally, there's nothing we can do. Change it to there must be something we can. So that's it, right? Just the idea of thinking positively and trying to spin things in a um, positive light. If if things are going negative, maybe even using positive phrasing um, can help turn things around. Oh man, I'm having a bad day. Instead, saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure the rest of my day is going to be better compared to this morning." Right? I mean, just an idea. Terry, any thoughts on positive language or proactive language?
Yeah, no. Remember at the beginning, you said about having that pause,
Hmm.
right? And it was kind of because that kind of reiterate actually one of my talks, and actually somebody reached out to me um, saying about when I mentioned it's okay to put things on pause, right?
Hmm.
So that was, and she never thought of it that way before, that that you can allow yourself to, like, it's okay, I can put it on pause for now and then do something and then return to it. So that just kind of resonated with me. And when you said, pause, so when you said something about pause, you can change it, right? It's like in a shift of what you were saying, earlier, having that paradigm shift.
Yeah, right. Just the idea, it's hard. I still, the worst of me is in traffic, like I mentioned last time. If I, but if I, although I am getting better at it, I have been saying, somebody's gonna cut you off, just prepare. Somebody's gonna cut you off, just get ready for it, right? And it hasn't been working, but I've been trying it. Yeah, I think the idea is if you're able to have that pause, okay, there you go. Okay, I'm not gonna get mad. All right, let's move forward. Let's keep going. What else can we think of it? Everybody's just trying to get to work. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Think positively, I guess, and hopefully, emitting positive vibes will help return positive vibes.
Amen to that one. I would have to agree with that. You could only be positive.
Yeah. All right, Terry. What articles do you have?
Okay. I thought this was cute. I love the title. I know it's kind of silly, but why do we love sticky notes? That just got me on the title. It's from UX Planet from February 6th. Again, why do we love sticky notes? And as you kind of start reading it, it kind of tells a story about of a sticky note. It's a small rectangle piece of paper. It has three main features: color, size, and stickiness. And then as you continue, I love the first little title. What makes sticky notes so special? Right? And in a way, it's like, yeah, why is it special? It's a small little piece of paper in all these different colors. You can stick them off, you can stick it anywhere, you can put your notes, whatever, you capture the information. And, does it make sense for us to get it without? Do we forget it? Like, we put our notes, like, do laundry, or, pick up this, do that. It's like reminders. And then they go into talking about they help us make sense of information efficiently. As we are visual thinkers, the half brain is devoted directly and indirectly with a vision of what we're seeing, right? And then how do we make sense of the new information? By organizing the contents of things that we know. And then if you look at the sticky note, it actually helps us define and arrange the information. And we can change the order at at any time. And the article talks about color, right? If you're one user, you might want to take everything down on a green sticky note, and maybe red could be a negative one, or an orange or yellow could be a neutral. And then also is the size, and then also the stickiness, that basically you can put it pretty much wherever you want. You can take it off, remove it, and stuff like that. And then if you've ever done a workshop, which I'm sure some of you have or have not, they always use sticky notes. You put your thoughts, it's like another way of capturing notes, right? So, and then they're also super usable, right? You can manage projects, you can put them on a empathy path, you can do a SWOT analysis, anything that pertains to UX. But they're not only good for UX, but they're good for your family to remind them to wash the dishes or put the socks in the laundry. So again, um, the the article goes into more about the sticky notes, about the problem can be more complex in the space, and how how do we use our tools and stuff. So and then they talk about, well, is there a better way to actually to organize the information? Granted, we do love sticky notes, but is there no external way to actually communicate the insights that we might have. I mean, do they come from sticky notes, or could they, or can we keep track of the information something else? So, anyways, I'm gonna stop there because it kind of goes on a little bit. And yeah, is there a better solution than sticky notes, or do we stick with sticky notes? So, I thought it was a very cute article to begin with because it's like, yeah, sticky notes. We everybody uses sticky notes. So, what do you think, Adam?
Yeah, right. It's surprisingly versatile, versatile. I think it's just that little piece of adhesion, right? The little stickiness of it is what makes it a magical thing, and then adding that with the color coded properties of it, it's great. Like for example, even at the conference that we were at, um, you saw it the most efficient way is that they had a piece of paper up on the wall, taped up, I guess, and they had us write down, what our thoughts were on the conference, and I think they put like what worked, what didn't, what do you recommend, or something. Um, let's say it's that, and then everybody was just given their own little pad of sticky notes, and you can each write down what your note is, and then whenever you want, you could paste it up top, right? So that just saves so much time. What would be the alternative, right? If you had just that piece of paper there and you had people writing, that would take forever. You could have people send an email, right? But I think just turning it into a turning it into an event, an actionable project, like hey, we're doing this part, this is part of the workshop, this is what we're doing next, right? Making that be an actual thing, um, f- made force people, I guess, to participate more than if it was just like an email. Then they probably wouldn't do it. So like things like that. I think it just worked. Is there a better option? Um, maybe if there was a way where we had digital post-it notes, right? If we could all with our same devices, if we could find a way to connect all at once, whether if Apple wants to create an app that, or they do is make apps. If they want to make something where it allows us all to interact in a small little group, that would be pretty cool. We don't have that yet, but we'll see. But yeah, the I guess those are my thoughts.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so what do you have for us? I'm dying to know.
Well, I only have one more, and that is from Fast Company. So we've been talking a little bit about Jonathan Hoffler. He owns typography.com. He has his own uh, company, foundry called Hoffler and Co. And he was featured on Netflix's Abstract, the art of design, where they interview different designers and artists, and they kind of get a little view of their world. And so he's still popping up. um, he recently, I guess, the article in Fast Company, which is called "You Can Now Get a Free Typography Crit from Jonathan Hoffler." It's just that. So I guess Jonathan, or at least somebody from Hoffler and Co., their Twitter account, they made a post, and the post reads, "From time to time, I've done impromptu type clinics on Twitter. I thought I might try and make this a regular feature. So if you're working on letter forms and could use a second set of eyes, feel free to DM me." And it's like hyphen JF. So pretty much letting you know that that was him. So the idea of a well-known artist, a well-known designer, that's willing to be like, hey, yeah, put your stuff out there, and we could give it a review. I think that's pretty credible, right? That's awesome. The article goes on to mention that he's not like the only one that's done something like this. That Stefan Sagmeister, he also does something like this as well. So he's also a really well-known designer, and also. although not to this extent, but Chris Do on his YouTube site, The Future, also goes time to time and critiques, does crits on other people's work as well. So it's great. I would love to see more of this, right? I mean, the more we can help each other and learn and all kind of grow together is only good for all of us, right? Just elevates the whole design field and makes everybody just better designers. The fact that we're being able to use Twitter, which continually is, it's always a great way, has always been a great way to connect with key opinion leaders in their field, and celebrities, and just really well-known people in whatever discipline that they're in. That's great that we have a system like this in the world where we could connect to all these people, and now we have one for design. And so I doubt any of our listeners do typography or um, but if you want to, and you want, and you want to give it a shot, well, you know what? You have a great you have a great person to go and take a look at your stuff. So I definitely would recommend it. Terry, what are your thoughts on getting a free typography crit from Jonathan Hoffler?
A, that would be amazing. And B, I will have a lot of red.
Yeah.
Do this, do that. That looks, da 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 da. No, I think, I think of what he's doing is, as you mentioned before, it's great to, to give back. And, I'm definitely gonna follow him now. Actually, I just did. Um, but um, I really like, how he was talking to Jessica. Ahoy, Jessica. Nice talking to you just now. Here's a thought or two that S and friends feel free to use or discard. It's just like,
Mhm.
here's my 2 cents. Feel free to use or discard. I like, I really like that a lot.
Yeah, and
You know,
if you check out his Twitter as well, or um, the Hoffler and Co. page on Twitter, it's he does visual examples over and over of different things for type, and just he gives examples on examples, and so that's just great to see. So even just learning more about typography, if we always have to are given these kind of logo projects, and we need to find ways to get letters to connect and look better visually, and skew them and manipulate them. And so if we could get any pointers from his Twitter page, then that'd be great.
yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm looking at his Twitter page now, and it's talking about the S and everything else, and another S, and then Lost Lens, angle fit about lighter, and then the form of the skew with the S is like, it's
Mm-hmm.
just so detailed. Like, oh my God. And then with like logger, it says, oh, it's loose. It's like in every typeface. I like this one. It's like in every typeface, the ICG famously is a real blank. In addition to control the string and NGN go go whatever that string is, I like to see that even longer, which can revealing. I think yours might be loose through you might prefer to address this in the drawing rather in the spacing. So I thought that was kind of very interesting for sure. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah. So the article is called "You Can Now Get a Free Typography Crit from Jonathan Hoffler," and you can find that at fastcompany.com. Terry, what do you got?
Okay, I just have one more thing, and it is called UX Library. This is another repository thing, and this is an Adam. This is my gift to you. On the
Mm-hmm.
left hand, it says Beginner's UX Design Kit.
Mm.
So basically, it says kickstart your UX journey by ensuring you don't miss anything out important. And these are like all the questions. Um, It says, "Hello, I am Zosh. I practice and teach UX in Seattle to many design students to start to learn UX." And then, he just goes into everything. You know, he divided everything up. You know, he's using Figma instead of Sketch or the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, join these face groups. And then he goes into the Designers Guild and create a Medium account, download the app, follow these Medium blogs. And he has one, two, three, four. Actually, I have all of them. And listen to these podcasts. Well, maybe we can get in there. You should ask him. Defenders. It's kind of cool. And then books he goes, but at least he's taking um, a step by it and stuff like that. And they have free courses too. He was saying, of Coursera and stuff like that. So it was neat. It's a neat little get up setup and stuff. And then you can explore the UX process. And there's books, articles, UX research, and there's books and articles, software and templates, and there is UI design. What is UI design? Books, articles, software, UI patterns, inspiration, and there's also UX writing, books, articles, and software. And there's more like job hunt, design courses, free resource, podcasts, books, blogs, and stuff like that. So I think he's doing, I think he definitely did a really cool job of, of just trying to have this repository and sharing as well. So, what do you think?
This is awesome. Whenever I always say like, how come there's not like, sure, I mean, there's courses online. If you take a course, a boot camp, you're gonna find the end to end, beginning to end of UX design. But there's nothing like this that exists online that I've found, and I've been searching for things over and over again. And so this is exactly what I've been looking for, right? Like, okay, you want to start in UX, uh, read this section here, right? Check out these softwares here, read these books, listen to these podcasts. These will get you up in at least getting this will get you started, at least understanding what UX is, and what software to use, and you could go from there, right? And then he goes into what the UX process is, what articles, what activities you should be doing, things like, it's like it's amazing. It's exactly what I've been looking for, at least for like just something to digest, something to follow, right?
Yeah, Skype's been acting kind of funny, everybody. So you probably hear us going in and out, in and out. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
a little bit.
just a tiny, but that's okay. It happens. Technical
Mhm.
difficulties always happen. Yeah, so I thought um, when I found this, I thought, ooh, Adam would like this.
For sure. And there's even a section on job hunting, on design courses, a little bit of everything. So yeah, that's an amazing resource.
hmm And what I liked about it,
Big ups to I'm sorry.
no, 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 no. Basically, the first thing I liked about it
Oh yeah,
is if you go underneath about us and feedback, he gives a shout out of to all the people that actually helped him put this together. And basically, I thought that was kind of cool.
wow. Congrats, Zosh. This came out great.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's awesome. So anyway, that's all that I have. How
Yeah, so I
about
have
you?
one more thing. So, since we did the conference last week, I want to do more conferences, right? And I want to do closer ones. These ones are in SoCal. So if you're if you listen to us and you're thinking about going to a conference in the San Francisco area, I'm gonna put a link. Just Google. I just Googled design conferences in San Francisco for this year, and there's a few coming up. Right, there's Design Influencers Conference that's in San Francisco, March 1st. There's a Leading Design San Francisco Conference 2020. That's March 4th. Uh, Experience Design Summit 2020, the Smashing Conference. That's in April. Then it goes on and on. So the link will be in the show notes. If you're interested in going to anyone, let us know. Maybe we'll go and hang out and meet with you, and we'll have our own little network thing going on. I felt I had a great networking experience when I went. I want to continue that. So if you're a listener in the San Francisco area, you want to hang out at a conference, let me know. I'm totally up for it.
Yeah, ditto. For me, daytime, man. Daytime. That's where it happens, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna put these. Maybe I'll start putting these events in our Facebook page, and then maybe or can it work? Let's maybe I'll put them on our I'll put a few of them on there, and if anybody's interested, let us know.
Awesome.
And that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for me. Was those two fun little thingamajiggers, I like to call it. So, Adam, so where can they find you on the web?
What? Oh, on the web. I was gonna say you're gonna find me at one of these conferences coming up in March.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice. That's a good one.
Uh, you can find me on Twitter at Adan Cepeda. That's AdanZepeda. And you can find me on Instagram at adanz.designs with an S. And all these are in the show notes. Terry, what about you?
Yeah, they can definitely find me on LinkedIn, but they can find me on Twitter, Flaxen Inc. FLAXENINK, and on Insta it's flaxeninc.designs, and then TikTok it's just Flaxen Inc. So I guess that's it, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Sounds good.
Okay, aloha, bye.
Bye.